Karen Ashley had this bright idea. This was literally after the 20th anniversary drama that she wanted to do her own reunion. Okay, the reunion of all the Power Rangers. So what did she do? She said, hey, we're going to do the order. It's going to have all these people. We're going to get some people you know, some familiar faces to promote the order. All the Power Rangers that you've known, you've loved, we're going to get them a part of this, except for two people. Two people saw the writing on the wall and they said, we want no parts of this. All right. And those people are Amy Jo Johnson, Jason David Frank. Everyone else said they were on board. They were on board with doing this movie. So what they do? They did this Kickstarter. They did this Kickstarter for the order for Karen Ashley. And they said, hey, we're going to collect some money. And what are we going to do with the money? We're going to use it to make this movie, which was a roundabout Power Ranger movie with everyone except for Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson. So here it go right here for all you want to see, like, yo, who was all in it? Look at all these people. Now, ASJ recently came back. So he was the big shot. He was actually for a brief moment more popular than Jason David Frank. So it's only right that they make him the top dog. Okay. So they do this. Hey, we gonna do the order. We got everything we need. We gonna collect some money. And then eventually the shit didn't happen. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know it's called Indie Scam Go-Go. Because Pete fans start asking what's going on with that shit. Because a lot of people had donated money. Now, Karen Ashley would like you to believe that, hey, she reached out to everyone and she offered them compensation, which I've come to learn that compensation was consisted for most people of a pizza party and tickets to Ranger Stop Atlanta, which she puts on every year. And we're going to get to Ranger Stop Atlanta and how much money she make. All right. So here's them pressing that. Look, he is, as we know, he is all too familiar with defrauding people, as in the government, which he recently pled guilty to.
Well, a couple nights ago, what project we did was The Order.
Yep.
A couple, Star Trek alums, Marina Sirtis, Michelle Nichols, the Australian James Bond, and then I was like, so, how many other Power Rangers are in this?
Pretty much their own reunion movie.
It was like, here's David Yost, here's Walter Jones, here's Aaron Cahill. Again, talk about how that came about. And
now, if you ask any of these people that have on the cover of this at a con, it gets very uncomfortable. So if you want to, have a bad reputation at these cons, ask them about the order. Ask them about the money from the order. And you're going to get a similar response to what Austin St. John, who knows about, taking money, all about.
Is it a Power Rangers reunion show?
So the idea was developed by Karen Ashley. She's producing. She's the one that's in charge of that behemoth. And she did a great job. In fact, her design, her writing, she did an incredible job. But
she filled out an application, kind of like he did. Application looked really good on paper.
We all teamed up to really get it out there to the fans. And she coordinated most of that, so I really have to give her credit for 99.9% of it. And she reached out to all of us, and everybody loves her. She's like our little ray of sunshine. She's just sweet and bright, and everybody loves her. And she wanted to put something together that brought all of the Rangers from multiple generations together.
No, she wanted to put together her own reunion show because after this, we're getting to the 20th anniversary. Her ass was not a part of it.
For the fans. And she did. She created the order. She wrote a script. We all flew to LA. And, well, I flew. A lot of them were already out there. And we were on set, ready to film, and we had permission from SAG, which is the union if you're an actor.
They were all on set.
Stop the cap.
Oh, man. All of y'all were on set?
And they all gave us permission. We were ready. We had stunts there. I was choreographing my first fight for the movie. And the union came in the day before we filmed and shut it down. So now she's repackaging it, and I think she's working on trying to turn it into a TV series. And the last I heard from her, maybe a couple of weeks ago, she's having some great talks and good conversations, and she holds out high hopes to get it into a series, and then we'll start again.
Yeah, no, that shit's never happening. Look, guys, this is the spiel I kind of gave, right? This is 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago at Grape City Comic Con. Nothing has came to fruition, right? Nothing has came to fruition. All right, so now you got David Yost. He's sounding off too. He's about to give you a similar story, but he's not going to name names. But they're about to ask his ass about the order. Like, hey, what's going on with the order and shit?
It's okay.
Speak a little bit about your upcoming project, The Order.
I am not.
Can you speak about your upcoming project, The Order? Hey, yo, what the fuck?
We got a hater in the chat.
He like
Jesus take the wheel.
he let Jesus take the wheel on this one. And listen to what he's about to say.
Not really involved with that anymore. It's been an ongoing thing for almost 5 years, I think now. I actually am really disappointed in the producers of that. I think, unfortunately, a lot of us staked our reputation on that film. I personally put my reputation for that producer for that film, and then they didn't follow through. So I'm a little concerned and a little disappointed, and sorry for the fans. So I hope that the producers of that make some kind of resolution with the fans.
All right, so the producers is Karan Ashley, and David Lewis is absolutely right. Amy Jo Johnson, David Frank must have seen the writing on the wall about the order and didn't want no parts of it. Absolutely, and there are other people who are a part of it that saw the writing on the wall, and unfortunately, the ship had already sailed. Okay, the producer, the producer. We know who it was. Now look. Part of any good scheme is when you take the money, you got to come up with the story, and you got to say, hey, look, man, this shit was out of our control. Now, they never show books or anything or purchases or anything like that. But what they do is on the order page, they give an update. They say, hey, this shit is not happening. Okay, this is not happening. All right. Here we go. Let's try to play a little bit of it.
We say, we can't get out of this hole. We basically have a hole we can't dig ourselves out of. But we are a resilient group. I was uplifted in that moment by the cast and the crew, because they were like, we're never giving up. We started this film for the fans.
Does this sound familiar? Remember Austin St. John said, I'm never giving up on proving my innocence. I'm never doing it. And then lo and behold, his ass gave up.
We're going to do this film for the fans. We don't care what happens. We're going to do whatever we have to do. So I know that we've been on the road for the last year, and we've been seeing all of you. I've tried to talk. I've literally answered hundreds of emails. I've talked to hundreds of contributors, people who were going to participate in the film. I've spoken to almost every single one of them. We have tried to answer your questions. We've tried to be as transparent as possible, because I feel like you guys got to know what happened. You got to know that we weren't just, spending money all willy-nilly. We had a plan. We were executing that plan. And unfortunately, we were stopped by things we could not foresee.
Look, guys, she has her own soundbite.
The money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Sure. The rumor is that there's a big rumor that I only touched on in Henry Court. It got shut down. Maybe it was an inside job. They alerted SAG. Some stuff wasn't going right. Or there's the other rumor that it was never going to happen in the first place, and it was just a huge cash grab. So they come out, they do this presser conference. Hey, yeah, we reached out to a bunch of contributors, and we're trying to make it right. Well, how you going to make it right? I gave you $1,000. Am I getting $1,000 back? She was like, nope. No. But what I can give you is I can give you an invitation to a pizza party, and I can give you some VIP tickets to Ranger Stop. How about that? How about that? Now, not all were given this. Like, I imagine there were some big donors. I'm talking like there were some big, like you were supposed to get a shirt. I'm not sure if anyone ever got their shirts. I know exclusively from someone in a recorded interview, they said, hey, we never got our comic. Because at some point they start promising people comic books. But this was a huge failure. And as a result of this failure, pretty much anyone on this cover, when they say, hey, we need some money, with the exception of maybe Austin St. John with his Kickstarter, it's a no-go. This kind of like killed fan-funded projects. Like, hey, I'm gonna do it in even people who are not part of it. And it was not just this cash grab. There was another cash grab. It was a Power Ranger fan-funded movie that got about $45,000. But this is the biggest heist in Power Ranger history. All right. And the details are murky. It's really like, need to know basis and, hey, trust me, bro, is our proof. But hey, I don't know what you guys make of it, of her offering people pizza parties to compensate them for it. Now we have gotten to the main event.